It's one of the most visited and revered U.S. landmarks. It's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. In fact, since April 6, 1948, it has been guarded 24 hours a day, every single day, through winter blizzards and summer heat, without fail, ever. Every hour in the winter and every half hour during the summer, an event occurs that's known as the changing of the guard. It happens with clockwork precision. People come from all over the world to pay respects to the unknown soldier and to observe the precision of this changing of the guard. Now, you and I, we can actually learn a lot from this practice. Let's dive into how we as leaders may actually need to develop a practice of changing the guard in some areas of our own lives and business. I mean, everybody's sort of familiar with that term, the changing of the guard. It's when the current guard goes off duty and the new guard comes on duty. That cycle of replenishment is quite necessary for continuity. Now, in life and in business, there's also a need for this cycle as well. It's physically impossible for one person to be on guard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, year after year after year. And yet, many leaders, especially we entrepreneurs, boy, we attempt to do this very thing, don't we? This is where strategic planning meets achievable action plans in a session. You get to determine what needs to be done, while an achievable action plan will define how it can be done. So let's define our guards, our GUARDS. First is goals. Are your goals well defined and measurable? Many people toss out new goals with each idea that comes to mind. While their team scrambles around to try to make it happen, the leader tosses new ideas into the ring over and over again. And these goals tend to be generalized without a great deal of forethought and not necessarily tied to a realistic deadline either. And thus, it can create a cycle of chaos where no one feels accomplished, not the leader, and certainly not the team. Instead, think about how you can improve the lineup. Determine how many goals you will have marching forward in each quarter and how those will align with each other. Determine not only the due dates, though, but the milestones that will meter the cadence to manageable levels along the way. Now let's talk about uniformity. While variety might be the spice of life, uniformity is its foundation. There are things that stay the same, like routines and procedures. They may not be exciting or flashy, but they do have a sense of security, predictability, and even order. While changes occur at a very rapid pace, the foundation of uniformity provides a sense of order within the chaos. Now, having this solid foundation in business means you've established routines that keep the business functioning in an orderly fashion. It means your team actually has a set of guidelines to function as one unit. And it means that your customers and clients each receive high quality service every time they do business with you. Now let's talk about attitude. The guards at Arlington National Cemetery who guard the tomb of the unknown soldier are admired for their steady tenacity despite the conditions. Be it cold weather, rainstorms, it doesn't matter. They are on duty. And while they may feel cold, miserable, and tired, they maintain an undeterred attitude of determination and dedication. This is because they have respect for those who have served. Think about, do you and your team maintain this type of determined, steady attitude in service to each other and to your clients and customers? Do you keep going despite the circumstances? Do you honor each other and those that you serve? And do you support each other? Next is replenishment. Just as important as it is to be on duty, it's also very important to be relieved of duty at regular intervals. Even the best leaders need a break now and then, along with their team members. So, are you pushing your team to be excellent, but not to the point of burnout? Do you push yourself in the same way? How about this? Do you pace your quarters so that they include a warm-up, a push, and then a cool down? You see, all three phases are natural and necessary for you and your team to function at your best. Now let's talk about defined roles. One big factor in a dysfunctional team is the lack of role definement. When a leader takes the time to bring each person's strengths into play, a business can then run like a well-oiled machine where one person lacks a skill, another can fit in. And in this sense, the gears of the businesses work flawlessly. Sort of like changing of the guard in this sense, as one person hands the baton to the next to continue the watch. Now lastly, it's about security. Perhaps the most important part of all is security, which is the point of having guards in the first place. When you and I grow as leaders, we provide security to our team. When we make solid, well-considered decisions, we provide security to each person. When you are values-based, consistent, and considerate, you provide security to everyone around you. So what about it? Can your team depend on you to have their backs as much as you depend on them to have yours? So think about these 4 questions. As you review your guards, what do you see that needs attention? Are there any guards missing from your duty roster? Are there guards that need to change today? And what guards need attention in your own personal leadership? Boy, I would love to be able to connect with you individually, and let's talk about how you are using your guards. You can email me at any time. It's deb@strengthleader.com. And go ahead and visit our site. It's strengthleader.com. We've got a lot of great resources in there for you, and we can help you to really determine what guards you need to work on.